What's going on, everyone? So by now, I'm sure all of you have heard about Mikal Bridges being traded to the New York Knicks. The Knicks are clearly pushing their chips to the table, trying to build a contender. Before the Mikal Bridges trade, I already thought the Knicks were the second best team in the Eastern Conference. I think if they didn't get the injury bug, I think that they would have been playing the Boston Celtics in the conference finals. I think Boston would have beaten the Knicks, but I do think that they may have given them a tough series, assuming everyone is healthy. But going and getting a guy like Mikal Bridges, yes, he's not a superstar or anything like that, but I just think he fits in and slides in perfectly. I think he's a guy that, because when you go and trade for a piece like Mikal Bridges or just any type of all-star level player, you don't want to get somebody that's going to take away from Brunson, right? That's the big risk, right? It's like, okay, who can you get on the market that is going to complement Brunson and help and be able to still make an impact without taking away from Brunson, right? Like if you were to go trade for, say a Joel Embiid or something, right? Like he is going to need X amount of touches. He is going to need the ball in particular places in key moments and key times where, not saying Brunson has to take every shot down the stretch or has to dominate the basketball, but Brunson is the guy, right? He's the guy that game's on the line, you want him taking the final shot, but throughout the course of a game, you want other guys that complement in multiple skill areas, as well as being able to take pressure and a load off of Jalen Brunson, and I think Mikal Bridges do that perfectly. But the big question was, okay, getting Mikal Bridges is great if you can keep OG, because then at that point you just basically are replacing OG and you're kind of still in the same spot. But if you can get OG, the Knicks, in my opinion, would be stacked. And guess what? So the New York Knicks have signed free agent OG Anunoby, or will intend to sign a 5-year, $212 million contract to return to the New York Knicks. Deal will include a player option and a trade kicker. So they got him. They kept him. This is huge, right? And based on reports that are coming out, OG got other offers elsewhere, supposedly, but he wants to see it through with the Knicks and try to see if he can win a championship, build a contender with the Knicks. It makes sense, right? Because now the Knicks are clearly, unless something crazy happens, there's some crazy shakeup, the Knicks are clearly the best team or second best team in the Eastern Conference, right? I do think now they match up beautifully with the Boston Celtics, because now you have OG and Mikal Bridges who you can throw at a Tatum and Brown, right? And they can also go get their own buckets. They can hit open shots. They both, shoot 38, 40% from three-point range, so they can both play alongside Brunson. You got the defense, you got the versatility, you got the switchability, right? You're putting two big forward-type players alongside Jalen Brunson, and then you still have, Julius Randle. Hartenstein is very likely going to be on his way out. If they can work something out, right, that would always be great. I would love for the Knicks to keep Hartenstein, but more likely than not, the Knicks are not going to be able to keep him, which means I don't believe that they trade Mitchell Robinson. But Mitchell Robinson, the rebounding, the defense, him being a lob threat, I do think, or his ability to block shots, I think would be just great for the Knicks. And I just think that they match up with pretty much every team in the league seamlessly. And I wouldn't be shocked if they're the best team and even potentially win a championship, right? The Celtics, look, they're stacked too. But one, I like the Knicks' depth better, because now you still have like DiVincenzo, you still have Deuce, you still have, especially if you can keep Hartenstein somehow, then you'd have Robinson off the bench, but you also have Josh Hart, right? Like, so you have multiple pieces, and OG does have like the injury concerns in history, so like if he does miss extended time, you could just slide Mikal Bridges to the 3, put in, a Josh Hart or a DiVincenzo, however you want to go about that, and you're good, right? So this is huge. The other thing, too, for the Knicks is, do they keep Julius Randle or do they trade him, right? Like, if I'm the Knicks, I'm at least exploring deals and moves for Julius Randle. If you can find the right piece or something, then sure, right? Like, if you could, I don't know, in a perfect world, go get like a KCP, right? Just don't to throw a name out there. I know they're still trying to figure out, is he going to opt in? What? Obviously, Detroit or Denver Denver has Aaron Gordon, so Julius Randle doesn't make sense. But like, could you work something out with like maybe a 3-team deal or something? Just a name that comes to mind at the 2 slot, to where maybe you could play OG at the 4, Bridges at the 3, get another 3-and-D guy at the 2. So now you actually have, all this shooting, all this switchability, all this defense. Doesn't like Alex Caruso would have been great, but obviously he went to the Thunder. Can you turn Randle into like maybe some bench depth as well as like a starting caliber 2 that can defend and hit the open 3, right? Who's that guy that's out there? Who knows, right? Or could they even get like, even like a Dorian Finney-Smith or like a Cam Johnson, right? Like something like that would be great. I know that they just worked out a deal for Mikal Bridges, but maybe they could work something out to go get one of those 2 guys. And then you could keep Mikal at the 2, go with like a Dorian Finney-Smith at the 3, keep OG at the 4, and then have like Mitchell Robinson at the 5, something like that, right? Like, and then also maybe get another piece to bring off the bench as like, a scoring threat or whatever, right? I'd like to see, if they're going to trade Randle, kind of go that route, right? Somebody that plays well off ball, somebody that can defend, somebody that can knock down shots. Otherwise, I think you'd keep Julius Randle. Julius Randle, his ability to kind of play bully ball down low, as well as if he can kind of get back. He's had seasons where he's been a great 3-point shooter. If he can kind of get back to that, his ability to make plays and basically run the floor and basically go from rebound to bucket, I think that goes a long way helping transition. So I don't hate if the Knicks were to keep Julius Randle, but I think you at least explore potential trades and possibilities, right? And then also there's the concerns with Julius Randle of like, what will he be in the playoffs, right? Like, because he didn't play this year. In the previous year, he was nearly unplayable, which is really a concern. But I mean, front to back, the Knicks are a serious threat. This is one of the best Knicks teams that they've had in a long time, right? And just the versatility, the switchability, the way that they match up against the rest of the league, particularly with the Boston Celtics, right? They have multiple defenders, multiple bodies that they can throw at guys. I really like this Knicks team. I mean, again, I thought the Knicks were already, if they were healthy, second best in the East. I thought they were maybe a top 5 roster overall, right? I think now you add in Mikal Bridges, I think that they're clearly, currently, as it stands, no pun intended, right? We'll see what kind of trades go down. We'll see what kind of moves get made. If there's some big impact guys that go in particular areas. But I think right now you could put the Knicks kind of in that tier of like the Celtics, the Nuggets, right? I think that they are definitely in the top tier, right? If you were to rank all the teams in the various tiers, I think you got to put the Knicks as like, top 3 to 4 roster now at this point. And then again, it's just, what does the rest of the NBA do? And then it does still boil down to just can guys stay healthy, right? I mean, that's one of the big things with Mikal Bridges. I mean, he's a guy that, knock on wood, historically just doesn't miss games. He hasn't missed a game since like high school or something like that. So like, talk about a guy that's always dependable, always there. That's huge for a team like the Knicks. Still not super sold on Tibbs, if I'm being honest. I know the Knicks really like Tibbs. I know like Josh Hart and guys like that have came out and talked about like, oh, it's no big deal that you work. But Tibbs has a history of running guys to the ground. And Tibbs has a history of just kind of, I don't think Tibbs is a bad coach, but I don't is he a guy that can lead you to a championship, right? Or is he a guy that's going to kind of run you guys ragged until, you basically crap out type stuff. So I don't know. I have my concerns with the Knicks. I will say though, I think if the Knicks don't at least make it to the finals this year, I could see them letting go of Tibbs and bringing in a new coach. It's just a thought, right? Because Knicks' expectations are like, hey, we're one of 2 teams in the Eastern Conference right now. Like, we are a real contender. We're a championship team. And for the Knicks now at this point, because they've pushed their chips, they're all in. So the Knicks are looking at it as like, hey, this is now or never, right? Is Tibbs the guy? It's a question. You could argue the Knicks have enough talent to win a championship with Tibbs. But I could also see Tibbs being kind of the Knicks' downfall, right? Can he kind of get past the, hey, I got to play all my starters 45 minutes a game, right? Or does he start, hey, let's get Brunson a little more rest. Let's get OG a little more rest. Let's get guys a little more rest because you have so much talent, right? You don't have to play these guys 40 minutes a game during the regular season. You can kind of cut guys' minutes down. You can manage guys. It's just a thought. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. Last question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you think that the Knicks, watch out, they're coming? Do you think nah, there's still several teams better than them? Do you have concerns about Tibbs? Again, how do you feel? Whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear it. Let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you don't like this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. Helps me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.